Okay, so here's a second example. So again, I'm trying to find the least common multiple between these two numbers. And multiples are many, so I'm doing 7 and 5. Those are the ones that I'm looking for here. Okay, 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. Times 3 is 21. Times 4 is 28. Times 5, 35. 42. 49, 56, 63, there's the first 10 multiples, right? And they go on forever. On and on, lots and lots of multiples. Okay, we're also going to look for the multiples of 5. And those are really fun to say. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. There's 5's first 10 multiples, right? And I'm looking for the least common multiple. So unlike our last example, where 8 and 12, they had tons of stuff in common. This one really only has one in common. 35. Well, I guess eventually we would get to 70. 7 times 10 and oh gosh, I can't even think what 5 would be times to get to 70. But we would get there, right? Because it's every 5. So 35 is going to be our common denominator, and also our least common multiple. Okay, so over here on this one, which is bigger, 5/7 or 2/5. Again, we already figured out the common denominator is going to be 35. Okay, so now I just have to do the math work for that to figure out, because again, I could draw pictures, but that's just a waste of time, and I can't get it exactly right, and doing it the math way to see which number is bigger is probably easier to do. So let's look at this. I want to make 5/7 into a fraction that has 35 on the bottom. Okay, what did I use to get from 7 to 35? It's times something, right? Well, let's look back here. Oh, gotta grab this guy. What was it here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 times 5. So then whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. 7 times 5 gives me 35. And then I multiply the top 5 by 5. And I get 25. Let's look at our next guy here. Because our other fraction was 2/5. Okay, what times 5 gives me 35 on my list over here? Well, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, times 7. So then if I multiply the bottom number by 7, I have to multiply the top number by 7. 2 times 7 is 14. So I'm going to come back over here to my problem. Let me grab it here. Okay, so which is bigger? Well, 5/7, I decided that was 25 over 35, because I did the math and figured that out. And 2/5, I decided was 14 over 35. Again, because I did the math and I figured it out. And so again, look at those top numbers. Because if it was just the original fractions, the 5/7 and the 2/5, that's hard to see which one is larger. Now I'm comparing apples and apples. Which is bigger, 25 or 14? It happens to be 25. So I can say 25 35ths is greater than 14 35ths. Or I could say 5/7 is greater than 2/5.